Cool beans. Football fans in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I like your acceptance of football.
Yeah, actually, I'll take it.
I'm a fan of football. Go Birds. Hey, everybody won today. All right, let's just all be happy. We won't see each other in the Super Bowl because we'll be there. Probably won't. Anyways, I'm kidding. You guys, I have a false sense. I don't have much confidence. I have to make it up as I go. So, I've been searching, trying to find that confidence again. Recently, I got some glamour shots done. Went to Walmart, got some glamour shots done of my dick. Not for show, just for me, for my own self-esteem. But I don't know, who knows, if it has the peer review test, they may see the public eye. I know. Just wait on it, I guess you have to follow me on Instagram to see. Follow the leak. I am a fan of the growing trend of more announcers in sports. There's less and less sports analysts in the building now because all the retired athletes have become the sports analysts, which is really just fun commentary from concussed folks. Which does suck for the people who went to school for broadcasting and sports analysts. Like, they spent a lot of their years and money to become a broadcaster, to call the game for their favorite players, legends in the game, and then they call their favorite players' last game, and now he's coming for their job. It's got to be an awful feeling. I think we need to expand it to other sports, though. I want to see I'm not a big fan of horse racing, personally. I think I'd be a lot bigger fan of horse racing if they had a retired horse in the booth. I'm just saying, think about it. You never hear their perspective. I think we need a horse translator. I don't think you would be able to interpret much, but you would act like he was getting it. That's right, he is coming around the right corner. Like I said, I don't know horse racing, I don't have no references. Anybody ever, hey, you, oh hey, I know you guys, I don't talk to you. I don't like that. Hey you, how you doing, man? Have you ever had the chance to walk in on your parents having sex? No? Never the pleasure? Me neither. I think we're lucky for it. For me personally, my parents split up when I was about 9 months old, right around the time I was learning to walk. So they never gave me the chance. As soon as they saw me crawling around the couch, they're like, you know what, I think we need to call it quits. It's not giving them the chance or the trauma. I never got to walk in on my parents having sex. My parents have been divorced my whole life. I have, however, got to walk in on my mom and some guy named John. I don't know, maybe worse. Also, I do have to clarify, his name is actually John. Yes, my mom's not a prostitute. I had to make sure before I came out and told the joke to you folks. I didn't want to deal with that shit, the possibilities. You guys can still not believe me, and I understand it. My mom's a nice lady. I'm trying, I am a parent as well. Parents in the crowd, clap your hands if you got kids. You got 2 of them, is that what you said? Oh yeah, you're very proud. I like that. That's an old saying. Has anyone ever heard, I put the stem on the apple? All right. Oh yeah, you guys have. You came together. Wait, no you didn't. No you didn't. Sorry, you reevaluating everything. We'll move forward. We're not talking about your kids anymore, sir. I went in too deep on that. My bad. That's what she said. He said way too deep. You guys didn't hear it. Anyways, my ADD is rampant. How about you? I was thinking without some off-season work, there was no way we could continue his career without a trade or something. But this year he's really gotten into it. He's getting better, and he's finally scored a goal, so I think we'll keep him around. On the team, the family, whatever, dude. It's cool. My son's very smart, and it scares me sometimes. I don't know if you guys ever have this, just because a lot of time I don't know where it comes from. Things like, I was giving him a bath the other day, washing him up with a washcloth, and he looked at the washcloth and goes, "Daddy, that rag has a hole in it." I looked down and I thought, "You're right." Just folded it over, kept washing him up. But in my head, I'm like, damn, my son's smart as hell. Look at the eyes on this kid. Called eagle eye. And I don't know where he gets that intelligence from. Or that eyesight. I'm sure it's not for me. Definitely not his mom. Well, because neither of us saw the hole in the condom that night. Hence my son. My son is pretty cool. I didn't think I was bringing all the diversity to the table when it came to my son. If you guys couldn't tell or didn't know, I am kind of black. Which means my son is a quarter black. So I was like, hell yeah. A quarter black, if that's all I can do for him, I'm happy to do so. For my boy. Because his mom is 100% Dutch. Which, yeah, as you guys know, the whiter of the whites. So I was like, quarter black, that's all I can do. I'm proud to, and then his mom came out as a lesbian. I was like, oh shit, he's half gay too? You always want more for your children. This is more than I could have ever asked for. Or provided, really, for my son. I've been Hunter Miles, you guys have been fun. Keep up with all these things.
Damn, I almost made it up here while the class was still going. How are you guys doing tonight? Excellent. Excellent. See, it's a very diverse crowd. I'm fucking lying, it's not. Come on now. This shit takes me back to being in high school, man. But that guy wasn't there, you weren't there, the two in the corner over there that we can't see.
Somebody too, bro.
See you now, you're talking. I went to an all-white high school. It wasn't called that. That's just how things played out. And it's weird going to a high school that looks like they're just getting out of racial segregation and then watching movies on racial segregation. You guys remember the Titans? You better. That's what they asked you to do. Like, don't forget that. Remember, yeah. I remember the one part where the white guy gets replaced as head coach by the black guy, and then all the white players get mad, right? And one white player yells out, "I don't want to play football for no Coach Coon." And then everyone in my class turned and looked at me. It was the worst thing ever, sir. It was like a bunch of snow owls turning their heads. That shit was rough, man. That shit was rough. It wasn't as bad as when we had silent reading. You know, we read a book during silent reading, but we didn't read it silently. My teacher thought it'd be a great idea to read this book out loud as a class. The book was called To Kill a Mockingbird. Hell yeah! You enjoyed that one. Now the worst thing was my teacher picked the worst person to read, man. She picked this guy named Stuart. You wanna know what was wrong with Stuart? Stuart is just a stutter. You guys ever hear Porky Pig say the N-word? I'm black people. Motherfucker got an applause break in class. That was wild. Knock his ass out. A little bit about me. I was raised in a white family. Don't worry, it was adoption, not slavery. get the wrong idea. Couple differences though, like cultural differences. In my white family, the food didn't have a lot of flavor. I was cool with that because in my black family, we didn't have a lot of food. Man, you ever have a hot sauce sandwich? Yeah, I didn't fucking think so. White privilege keeps you from that. But in case your man's RSPs don't come through and you're down on your luck, this is how you make them, right? We'll make it together. Step one, we're going to take a slice of bread. Yes, you got help on that one. Don't worry, you're not alone. You ain't alone. Step two, you're going to add our ooh, there she is. She's paying attention. And finally, topping it all up. Wrong, fold it in half. I'm so disappointed in you right now. You use 2 slices of bread on today's hot sauce sandwich. What are you going to use on tomorrow's? This shit ain't a one-time thing. I just go from eating a hot sauce sandwich one night time and filet mignon the next. Shit. It's okay. At least he didn't say cheese, man. This one guy I was like, yeah, what do you put on? He's like, cheese. And he's like, yeah, Havarti. And I was like, Havarti? Fuck that, we don't got cheese like that. But what we got, Havarti. Havarti. That means no cheese. All right, you got it. Okay. I didn't dress up for tonight. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't dress up for tonight. I had to work today. Did anybody else have to work today? No. Alright, you guys all have real jobs. You don't work retail like me. I had a performance review, which was weird. And it sucks having a performance review when you miss as much work as I do. My boss came up, he's like, Billy, it's almost like, you're making your own schedule. I was like, nigga, almost. I am making my own damn schedule. What are you talking about? And I'm like, am I fired? And he's like, no. So I was like, well, then I may or may not see you tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah. I was walking around the block today, man. I took like 10,000 steps. That's what my phone said. And I had a seat in a chair, and like all my coworkers were getting mad at me and shit for sitting down. And I was like, what the fuck's your problem, man? No one uses this wheelchair. And then I rolled away from them. And it backfired on me, man, because as I was rolling away from them, this dude came into the store with a wheelchair, and we made eye contact. And like, I couldn't just get up. You know what I'm saying? Like, after he sees that, I can't just like, so I rolled over to him. I could see him smile as he acknowledges one of his own. And, it was great. It was a great feeling. I led him through the store, It looked like we're in the Paralympics, racing and shit. I was telling him about the big accident. And hey, it worked. He bought, man. He fucking bought. I made a sale today. He bought a chair. To be expected. And he was like, hey, Bill, it was really great working with you. And I'm like, yeah, man, it was great working with you too. Thank you for shopping at our thing. Yeah. He's looking at me the way you guys are. And I was like, oh shit, I stood up. It's a miracle! Yeah. Shit. I lost someone close to me recently. Don't have to feel sad. It was close proximity-wise. It was my neighbor in the apartment above me. My other neighbor was like telling me the news, and she was like, oh, you don't sound too mad about it. And I'm like, yo, this dude walks through his apartment from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. on drugs, keeping my ass up. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck would I be mad that he died? Now we both get to rest in peace. Alright, I'm glad you guys laughed at that one. I was at that one show, this dude actually wanted to fight me after the show because he was so damn mad about it. And it was weird because he gave me like a disclaimer before the fight. He was like, oh, you pissed the wrong dude off today, because I'm a 12th degree black belt. I didn't want him to know I was rattled by that, so I threw it right back out, and I was like, oh, hell no. You're the one that fucked up is I'm a first-degree murderer. That's my time in influence fire.
Give up a line, everybody. Everybody. It is an absolute honor to be here competing with these attention-hungry narcissists. Speaking of narcissism, let's talk about me. I've been married for 14 years. That's 9 years with the first wife. Going on 5 on the second wife. Never as much applause when I make you do the math. You know? Ever meet someone and they tell you that they were divorced, and the first thing you're thinking of is, I could totally see you divorced. I just met you and I think I know whose fault it was, actually. For those of you who have not been divorced, you'll get there. Statistically, some of you are going to get divorced tonight. Here's what's when you get divorced, you go through all the emotions, right? You're angry, you're sad, you're confused, you're depressed, and then life just kind of pushes through and you're happy. Both of you are probably happier, right? You can see things more clearly. Getting divorced is like those videos of those babies when they put glasses on them the first time. Because the mom is like struggling, the baby's like, oh. Oh, look at the trees. Are you my mother? But I'm 43 years old, and at the end of my life, obviously. And now that I'm at the end of my life, I'm really thinking about my timeline a lot. That's a lot of years. Like, I was born Christmas Eve, 1979. I spent 1 week in the 70s. But I remember the 70s, right? It was crazy. It was inflation, cocaine, political unrest, a totally different time than right now. I graduated high school in 1998, or as my kids call it, the late 1900s. Dad's talking about the Backstreet Boys again. But, oh, by the way, I had my 25-year high school reunion this year, this summer actually. I'm a graduate from East Grand Rapids. Are there any other douchebags? The only douchebag? Okay, cool. What a time to be alive. This is the time to be alive. Last weekend, I was smoking weed on my front porch, and I was gambling on sports on my phone at the same time. 5 years ago, you couldn't do that. If you wanted to do that 5 years ago, you had to talk to like 2 or 3 criminals. And now you're just like, done. Now your drug dealer works in this beautiful air-conditioned building, and he gives you incredible customer service. That way you don't go to a competing drug dealer down the road, and at the end of the transaction, your drug dealer gives you a receipt. Don't you feel like a little bitch getting a receipt from your drug dealer? Oh, there's a survey at the bottom of this. And I rounded up to help local scholarships. The gambling is out of control. It's way too easy. You can gamble on any sport in the world. Parlays, over-unders, horse racing is way too easy. I feel terrible for those people that work at Gamblers Anonymous or the 800 number, because they pick up their phones and like, Gamblers Anonymous, how may I help you? My name is Jim, and I've lost a lot of money, and my wife's going to kill me. All right, sir. Well, we're here to help. Can we ask what you're gambling on? Yeah, I'm gambling on the Special Olympics. The fuck did you just say to me? Yeah, I know I shouldn't, and it's a bad thing. You know, it sounds like you're typing really fast. Yeah, I'm sending a message to your mother. She's on her way to beat the shit out of you. I'm getting older, though, man. Here's how I know I'm getting older. I didn't know this was going to be a thing. Maybe some of you are going through this. Maybe your parents went through this. But I'm now to the age where famous people die, and I have no idea who the hell they are. Like, you're looking at the news, and it's like, the hip-hop world was rattled today with the sudden loss of rapper Little STD. stupid at the same time. It's kind of tricky. My son, he's 14 years old. He does like robotics and coding, and he's very, very smart. Then he'll say something like, "Hey Dad, can I use a Christmas stamp to mail something in the summer?" I wish that was a joke. My daughter's 12, little Miss Know-It-All. She's like, "Dad, did you know that based on my height and my weight, my doctor can predict when I'm going to get my period?" And I'm like, "Oh, is it going to be during my week or your mom's?"
I love my wife. My wife is amazing. Well, she's not here tonight. But unlike a lot of comics, I'm not going to talk shit about my wife. I will say, because of my wife, you guys, Halloween, which is coming up pretty soon, not only is it my favorite holiday of the whole year, but it's my favorite day of the whole damn year. Some of you guys are looking at me like, yeah, but like, what about Christmas? And Christmas is great, you guys, but here's my reasoning for Halloween. Because Halloween is that one day a year where me and my wife, we can go out in public, dressed up in our sexual roleplay outfits, and nobody gives us the dirty eye for looking like a sexy bird nerdy, you know what I'm saying? And you've never lived, they know what I'm talking about, you've never lived until you just waltz through Walmart yelling shit out like, "You want me to grab another zucchini, Bert?" "Ooh, Bert's got the K1. Just creeping out the whole lane like, "We're probably going to pull bets together." Alright, some of you are on board, some of you guys not so much of a PBS crowd. And all I can say is, how did it feel to grow up with money, motherfucker? We went there. How did it feel to watch fucking cartoons on HBO? I don't know, man. I love my wife, man. She don't give a shit. We live down the road, there's this intersection down the road from us. It's got two fruit stands. One is an Amish fruit stand, one is a regular people fruit stand, right? And they have the honor system, where you go up, you get what you want, you know, and you put your money in a box with a slit on it. And my wife always wants to stop, but she always goes to the Amish fruit stand, you guys. And I couldn't understand at first, and then I realized it was because they're the ones that don't have cameras. Because I don't know if my wife knows what year it is, but it ain't $1 for a sack of apples no more. Just be ripping them guys off. Oh no. My wife is actually a little bit more spontaneous than I am, which a lot of people will meet us, they find that weird because of what I do for a living. I remember this one time when we were just hanging out at the house, man. I had a Saturday off and I'm watching a romantic comedy with her, a rom-com, right? And so we're sitting there, we're watching Magic Mike. And there's this scene where my wife looks over at me and she stops on her popcorn and she goes, "You should talk dirty to me tonight." And I stopped on my little drink of scotch and I was like, "Oh God, I would love to. But I don't know how." My wife goes, "What do you mean you don't know how?" I go, "It's like it's never been something I've done, you know what I mean? Never been my cup of tea." And the only example that I have to go off would be like porn. And I don't want to be that dude that just comes walking into our bedroom wearing an unnecessary utility belt. Just like, "You want me to look at some pipes and shit?" Fuck that noise, that's creepy, man. So I said, "All right, I'm down to do it. I'm in. But you gotta tell me what to say." And my wife goes, "It's not a matter of what you say." She goes, "It's a matter of how you say it." And I was like, "All right, let's rephrase that question. You gotta tell me how to say it." And my wife goes, "You just have to talk to me in like a deep, demanding, borderline scary voice." So I'm smoking and drinking. I know there's at least an hour left of this movie because I've watched it God knows how many times. And I just keep cycling it through my head because I don't want to forget. So I'm like, deep, demanding, borderline scary. deep, demanding, borderline scared. And then we get into the bedroom, movie's over, and I know it's my time, because my wife looks back at me and gives me that look, right? And I was like, deep, demanding, borderline scared. The only voice that popped into my head was Batman. So I was just like, Gotham may not want me, but it sure does need me. My wife was like, did you just fucking quote Batman back there? I was like, I sure did, Commish. She was like, keep going, it's working. You guys are sick, come on. You can take it too far, I'll tell you that. You can definitely take it too far. We were doing our thing the other night, you guys, and I was like, do you care if Robin joins in? She was like, who in the fuck is that sitting in the corner? And I was like, that's Brian, he's on the show later this week. You guys are fun. I don't want to badge you, but who did you guys vote for? All at the same time, yell all three names out. That'll go wild. I like that there's a hunter and a gunner. That's what happens when you let white males in. That's what happens when you let white males in Michigan make decisions. Oh, shit. I was talking a little bit shit about my wife and my kids. Now I'm going to rotate on to my mom. I feel like my mom is the big reason why I think I am a very sarcastic asshole of a parent. My mom didn't have a lot of rules when we were growing up, okay? But the ones that my mom did have, it was like you stuck to them or you get the fuck out. That was her thing, right? One of the rules was you could never sleep naked at my mom's house. That was one of my mom's rules. You could never sleep naked. And I remember way back in the day, I asked her about it. I was like, but why? And she goes, because if there's ever an emergency in the middle of the night, and you have to get up and out of the house within seconds, you may not have time to put pajamas on. She goes, so you got to think about what you want to be wearing when you're out in public. And I'm like, I'm little, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But then I remember there was this summer it comes up, and it's like 93 degrees, you guys. And I'm like, no, I'm not playing by the rules. So I left my pajamas not on, right? I crawl up into my sheets, they feel crisp and cool, fans running on me. I'll fall right asleep. All of a sudden, about 2:30 in the morning, you guys, my mom comes running into my bedroom. She's yelling at the top of her lungs. She's like, get up, get up! I sit up, and I got the blanket still on me. I go, what's going on? My mom goes, there's an emergency, we've got to get up right now. I said, oh. So I wipe my eye and I go, let me put my pajamas on. My mom goes, there's no fucking time. She grabs my arm, she rips me from my bed blankets and sheets, she rushes me out of the house, you guys. I get out into the front yard, there's 20 of my closest friends and family standing at the sidewalk, laughing and pointing at me, you guys. I'm devastated. I know what's going on, I'm not stupid, you know what I mean? I look at my mom and I go, why would you do this? My mom goes, did I prove my point? I said, I'll never sleep naked again. My mom goes, that's all I was trying to do, get back in the house, get some fucking clothes. So I walked into that house, you guys, I put my clothes back on, and about a week later, I ended up moving the fuck out. Because you should be treating